Hello, this is Gaze Planet, the podcast where two boyfriends kiki about all things K-pop. I'm Miles.
I'm Andy.
And we are recapping Boys 2 Planet episode 7. We can jump right into this. This is an episode of 9 performances. Okay, we got a lot to get to, so we'll just go. First up is Run to You by 17. I did not know the song. This is a vocal round song, and this is Yoonmin, Woojin, Hangyu, and Sen. Sen. This is a group who we knew who they all were once I remembered that Yoonmin was from the JYP Psy survival show Loud, and he did get into the group that eventually became Kickflip and then left JYP before Kickflip happened. But I was like, oh shit, wait, I do know Yoonmin. It just took me 7 episodes. And now I love him.
He got a lot of screen time.
Yeah. For
even
the first time?
I mean, I'd never seen him in my life.
Right?
But he got lots of reactions throughout the show. Second only to the baby from Loud.
Yeah.
Who was essentially on the judges panel.
They love him.
I'm just assuming he talks a lot or reacts a lot loudly. Loud.
But he's not annoying, so no, I'm here for it.
I mean, you used to hate him and then XXL.
XXS. So the interim, you guys, the main thing about the interim for the vocal group is that Baekho is here, and Baekho is my ultimate K-pop crush. He's looking K-pop crazy with his like
cuckoo crazy.
I hate him with blonde hair. He's so hot with black hair. I mean, he's still hot.
The shoes are wrong. The pants are wrong. The shirt is wrong. The hair is
wrong.
The
vocal panel looks like Scooby-Doo because Hyolyn is wearing orange like Velma, and then Baekho's Freddy. One star's wearing red, so they're all just these bright Scooby-Doo colors.
I don't even remember if this happens in the segment, but we complained on Girls Planet how there's no training, but clearly these people are doing the test, like the vocal midpoint, and then breaking out into small groups and like vocal teachers, rap teacher, dance teacher. And I wonder how many hours they're spending doing that.
It was nice to see. The storyline was about how San lacks confidence. I think the peer evaluations are bullying. Because every single member of your peers has to pick who did the best in your group, but also who did the worst. So we saw this storyline over and over again. And we saw it with Sen, where like everyone ranked him last place. And they also have to put a reason why you're last. So you just have to hear the leader of your group read 50 bad comments about you.
I think they're supposed to find it motivating to be like, that can't be me.
That was the plot line with Sen. They were like, you were going to beat him down and then Woojin's going to comfort him and then he's going to find the strength. The actual performance, the vocal rounds get a live band, which I think it adds a lot. I liked this performance. There was lots of like vocal back and forth. There was lots of them getting the audience into the act, which I think sometimes groups forget on the show to like activate the audience. And basically like Yoonmin fucking crushed it, killed it. Lots of compliments from the mentors and the crowd. And he won. He was the winner of his team. I'm kind of looking at this episode as we're trying to find the Tae-rae right now. This was the same point last season where they found, okay, Tae-rae is going to be the main vocal, like, and he got kind of like a vote push. And I think somebody put a thread on Reddit and they were like, here's everyone that could be the main vocal in the group. And there's not a standout yet. Like Koreans want some people, Global's voting for some other people. And I feel like this episode, a lot of these main vocals got highlights like Yoonmin. And I think the show's kind of like, okay, guys, we need somebody like who you're going to rally around. Here's a storyline for Yoonmin. And like, here's Hanum later. Like, okay, the next performance is dynamic duo Smoke. This was Yum Ye-chan of Choco One. And then Ichen, who, one of these people on the show, we were like, is this person okay?
To me, one of the most memorable characters on the show.
Well, he's like actively unlikable.
But like secretly ripped and like
good looking.
Yeah. But seems to not understand
how to work with a team or like.
Yeah, no, I think that he just like, he seems in over his head and insecure.
Goodbye to Ye-chan's highlights. They were actually really good. And I think it's crazy that his hair is just black now. The interim, they're just told that they need to make it more interesting for the audience, which I think that they failed to do because this was last of all the rap songs. And Ye-chan suggests turning it into a diss battle where they start in a boxing ring, which was fun. I don't think that, again, gives the audience, like, there's not any audience attraction in that. And I wish that Mnet would subtitle the raps because we just miss everything on these lyrical challenges. But at one point during the performance of this, when Ye-chan like really dials it up, and I think he's a great rapper, Hyolyn just says, oh, he means it. They were like, I hate you.
Yeah.
Okay, Ye-chan won and made it to All-Star, and that's the right decision. Okay, next is a dance round. This is Bad by someone named Christopher, and this was Junsa, the prettiest man on the show, Masato mysteriously popular, and Dongyu Reddit popular. Okay, I noted that in the intro before the performance, like before they played the behind the scenes clip, Dongyu says, "This may be my last performance on the show," which that's what I'm always asking for people to say on these shows. What they used to do when you watched X Factor, they'd be like, no one is safe. You have to vote for Cher Lloyd. She's not safe. She's never safe. Vote for her. And Dongyu is doing that by being like, this could be my last performance, audience and people at home. Basically their storyline is that they're all kind of playing choreographer and Junsa's the killing part, but at the interim they're like, we don't think it's cutting it. So then Junsa asks Dongyu to just make the entire choreography. And Dongyu's like, I guess, and just makes it. And then the peer evaluation, Masato can't keep up with the others. And then Junsa scolds him, but calls it a pep talk. And then Dongyu helps Masato catch up. So I noticed this a few times in the show. This was one, I think with the 3-member groups, everybody would get a storyline. It wasn't just all about Dongyu or all about Masato or all about Junsa. They all got storyline moments, which I think is how it should be. I think Mnet should try to give everybody at least like equal or some talking time.
They are doing way better this season than they have on any show we've seen.
The performance is bartender themed, but really the theme is fucking.
And taking your clothes off.
Junsa takes off his vest and then does like the magic Mike floor move where you like drop and hump the floor in one fluid motion. And at this, Hyolyn mouths, wow. I mean, I thought this performance was smart. Just be sexy bartenders. Like, don't make it that complicated. Just give the crowd sex. They were kind of the only ones that did that. If you're the visual, which is Junsa, and Dongyu's also good looking, just like give that. There was also a lot of praise for Dongyu. The mentor said that he stole the stage, and ultimately Junsa got the most points, and Dongyu got 10 less points than him, which is one person in the crowd. And they both got all-star, and Masato didn't, which means everything correctly happened. Next is Tambourine by Eve. This is a song from 2004, or an American song.
It sounds like a song that would be playing in Six Flags gift shop. It's like it just so like bright and like.
That's where Andy's favorite songs live.
No, I just think that's where like the most general public. No one would not like this song.
This is Chen Kai-wen, Yumeki, Jia Hao, Su Ren, somebody named Hatsuki, and then Han Wen, who's the one that got clapped at by Min Jae, which was incorporated into the choreography. They kind of speed through this drama, which to me in like other shows would be really juicy, where Suren is unhappy and storms off because he has no part where he gets to shine, and he says he feels like a backup dancer, and he says, you have fans, I don't. And this is all within like a minute, and I'm like, this could have been the whole storyline because this is like so juicy.
Yumeki, it just seems like he is good at choreographing the moves, but not necessarily the formations. He's used to choreographing 8 people that have equal weight. And like, what does it look like one person in a mirror? Is the dance cool? But for this kind of challenge, it's like you need to give people moments where they're doing something in the front. And I feel like Yumeki is like, oh, I didn't think about that. I thought we were a dance group.
This is like 8 mini showcases.
Yeah, he's not doing showcases. He's doing a troupe dance routine where it doesn't really matter who's in front and who's in back.
Yeah, you want to go to Diane Ice Cream, where everybody gets like a moment and then Diane gets 3 moments.
Okay, she did all the work on that, though.
I know. Yeah, so the main storyline is that Yumeki just has to like redo the formations a bunch of times. The performance, like the choreography is very well made. I just thought it was good, but it's like not memorable to me. And it gave me like Salute from Girls Planet vibes, where it's like really cool, but like still nobody's really getting much of a moment and everyone's wearing black.
Oh, I think when they came out, I was like, ugh, why are they wearing black? Why aren't the dancers always wearing black on a black stage with a black screen?
I thought Jia Hao stood out. I think ultimately...
Oh, he was great.
I think Chen Kai-wen got the most points, but the weird thing was that Yumeki got the lowest points by far with just 720. I think it's interesting when like Yumeki, who's ranked 19 on the show, like the in-person audience is like, we're not seeing it.
I think if you're told somebody is an amazing dancer, choreographer, and then if they have 3 options and they can step outside their comfort zone and they pick their comfort zone and then they're not highlighted in that, because he's not highlighted at all. He always takes the backstage.
Yeah.
He's like Mai from Island 2, where she's like pulling the strings, but is like, and I will take vocal 12.
Yeah, Yumeki needs to take care of his storyline because he's like, I want to be a pop star.
I avoid singing.
I want to be an idol so I can be at the front of the stage, but I'm going to choreograph this shit where I'm still in the back. I'm not going to the singing round or I guess rapping. Like, it's just like, what are we doing? You're just...
Yeah, he should have gone to rapping.
Because then he could have built in his dance into the rap. Okay. Next is Rose Blossom by High Key. We are fans of this group. This is a vocal round. This is Dong Hong Hai, Hanum, who's another one where I feel like could be the Taeray, Dong Yoon, who's the leader, Liu, and someone named Junil. Interim, the one star reads the girls to filth and says, compared to what you prepared, you're too confident. He says that to Dong Hong Hai. Everybody except Hanum, I just wrote down, like, is just all style and no technique. Everyone has like the boy band style on all their vocals, but they can't actually, like, they're not breathing right. Like, the performance, I like their styling. It's subway themed. They're kind of wearing like Y2K pop punk wear. I wrote down that Dong Yoon has a really good tone here. Like, I really liked his voice. And then Hanum, I was just like, is this enough for it to be Hanum's Taeray moment? Like, Hanum is good in this. And Hanum gets all-star. Ultimately, this is the highest ranked of all the vocal performances, despite there's like little mistakes here and there. And it's said that it's not as good as they practiced, but this does win the vocal round.
I just think it's probably the most engaging of the
vocals. Yeah.
Songs.
Next is All Day Project Famous. This is a rap round. This is Taejo, Jaehyun, and Sawon. Sawon is not being filmed by the show, but he is giving himself storylines anyway, because he's like, I'm going to be the leader of this group. I'm going to just do the singing parts.
By not leading it?
No, but he was like, I'm just going to say, I'm going to give the killing part to Jaehyun and then say, but this can be taken away at any time. So you both better bring it, bitch. And so it's like the plot line is about Taejo and Jaehyun competing for the killing part, but the storyline cannot operate without Sawon because he gets to pick. So like this show doesn't want to film him, but he still is essential to tell the story. So it's like this competition storyline. And then after the peer evaluation, Taejo gets first by a landslide. And then he ends up helping Jaehyun, and he wants him to keep the killing part because he can see how hard he's trying. And that's like honestly a great storyline. When you can do like a selfless storyline in these shows, I think that's the best storyline you can get.
It helps you beyond the show. Like, people remember that for years.
Yeah. The performance, the weirdest part to me is when someone does like almost like a ballet spin, which feels like the least hip hop thing you could ever do. Like, it just, I love that someone is like, I'm the girl. Anyway, it was the Taejo show. Like, this performance was Taejo.
Jaehyun is wearing his dad's suit, and then Taejo is the dad. So it's just like a real rapper and then somebody in like clothes that are too big, just kind of standing next to him, rapping at like 25% capacity.
Yeah, this happens in K-pop sometimes. Like, most of K-pop rappers are like not real rappers. They're like idols first and rappers second. But sometimes you find the ones that feel like rappers first. And that's how Taejo felt. Isn't this the one where the rapper mentor was like, you should just do hip hop?
Come to hip hop.
Yeah. And I'm like, he should, because Taejo's like not idol pretty looking. He's weird looking. So I'm like, he should just go to hip hop. I did like that they ended on the killing part, and Taejo says, Jaehyun, do you want the killing part or not? And then Jaehyun goes, yes. And then like raps. And I'm like, that's funny. They built the storyline into the performance. Like, that's smart.
This is definitely like a meta season, since they all know, okay, before we perform, our story is going to be told.
Yeah.
Here's what we argued about.
The results, Jaehyun got first. In the results, Taejo second and someone third. Sorry, girl. Okay, the next performance is Breathe by Lee Hai. I didn't realize this, but this is Anshin, and then it's Kangmin and Gyehyun. Gyehyun and Kangmin are both from Very Very. Oh. Which they didn't really talk about, but it's like Very Very plus Anshin. This is another one where everyone gets a storyline. Like, the mentors think that the song is too high for Anshin, but he's like, it was actually okay at practice. I just can't do it in front of you. That was that good line where he was like,
if you give 100% in practice and you give us 70%, you're going to give the audience
30. They made it sound like inevitable that he would fail, which is crazy. Kangmin, Baeko sat down with Kangmin and he's like, you need more desperation. You're acting sad instead of being sad. And then he was like, and if you've been an idol for 7 years, that's a problem. And then Gyehyun is ranked 40th. So his plot line is that he's like on the edge. And during practice, he had this quote where he said, I realized how bad somebody wants it cannot be ranked. This made me really like Gyehyun, this whole performance. Like, he starts playing the piano. He's the most interesting singer of the three. He chokes up at one point, which is like the best thing you can do on these shows, is like when you are like actively crying and you like can't really get the lyric out. I just really liked him. And he gets first in this performance. Anshin gets number 2.
The way that they just like slowly bring the microphone up to their face and are holding it. No one is gripping the microphone. They're always holding it with like fingertips, and their sweater is like pulled all the way up, and they're like, and I'm like, what?
And I'm like, look at the control.
And I'm like looking at the controller because I'm trying to fast forward.
This was the equivalent performance in Girls Planet where Chaeyeon from Kepler like clinches her spot in the group was from this performance. Like we're far enough in Boys 2 Planet where we should be able to look back at these and say, oh, that's when he got it.
Mm-hmm. And that's not happening yet.
No, I'm kind of still confused.
I think it's because the talent pool is more
better.
Even.
Yeah. Okay, 2 more. Okay, the next is Queencard by Idol. This is somehow a vocal round. This is Leo.
But they always have this.
Well, this is the tomboy of this show.
Tomboy and Mafia in the Morning of this show.
Yeah. This is Leo, Sanghyun, who are both extremely popular. Somebody named Shihwan, and then Inhu, who I do remember from last round. He's the vocalist that didn't want to rap, but then ended up rapping because he wouldn't go for main vocal.
I thought it was an easy choice, and I think that's why they ranked so poorly. I'm a terrible singer, and I could sing the song, which makes the song like great and accessible.
No, I mean we like this song. This is like one of my top 3 G Idol songs. But
I think this is like literally something most people could be drunk and sing in a group at karaoke.
Yes,
and I'm like, I think the audience kind of picked up on, if you are slightly messing up on this extremely easy song, what are you here for?
Well, and Sanghyun is. So he's off pitch in all of the evaluations. The whole storyline is that he's off pitch. He's last in the peer evaluation. And it's like, there's only 3 notes in the entire song, girl. So how are you going to be an idol? Guys, I'm going to say it. Sanghyun is the Gyuvin of this show. And I know we were labeled a Gyuvin hate podcast last time around. And I don't hate Sanghyun, but I'm just like...
But we do hate Gyuvin.
Still. But Sanghyun is just like, he's one of the highest ranked person in the entire show. And he like doesn't have it. He doesn't always have the rhythm or the pitch. It doesn't have the pitch. Like,
but he has incredible skin. I don't know what they're doing to him. Maybe he's good at makeup. There are no pores. I think that Mnet is almost exposing at it, where they're just like, just FYI guys, the toolbox is empty. There's like a Neutrogena oil pad. There's no microphone. There's no dance shoes. There's no like sheet music in that toolbox. So,
but there's a beauty blender.
There's a beauty blender, and that's it. And a rhinoplasty aftercare kit.
I mean, let's be real. Every single group that Mnet has made, there has been like a visual or a dozen. So like, there's probably always going to be that person, and that might be Sanghyun. I don't care about this performance. I mean, they break a guitar. It's stupid. The dick mic is back, which is what we call the mic when like Hui or Keita like holds the mic upside down. It's like a blowjob position. I just wrote down like Leo was selling this the most. Andy's now recording with the dick mic. Leo was selling it, but I don't want to buy it. That's what I wrote down. Like Leo was giving the energy that like they want to give in this Queencard thing, but I just didn't care. I don't care.
I'm fine if he gets in the group because
he
obviously has like the the ability. He has the toolkit.
Yeah, his voice is cool, but he was ranked last in this performance, and this performance was ranked last of all the vocal songs. So we see that at the results at the end of the episode. Leo is like, "Oh shit, I'm ranked last in the worst performance." Like, what the fuck?
He's a good main character. Since he's like getting shat on, but is also popular, but is also good. I feel like we haven't seen a character like this where they're like liked on the internet, good.
Not liked IRL.
Yeah, not liked IRL.
Yeah, we'll see what happens to Leo. Okay, finally, Stray Kids La La La. Spoiler alert, this wins the dance round. This is Shinlong from Boy Story, Ganu, who is the center in the Signal song, but somehow is ranked 16th, Fan Jae-yi, who's my girl, Chen Bowen, who we also love, and again, is probably one of the most talented people in the entire show, and then somebody named Guang Shu. So the group is 1 Korean and 4 Chinese people. I don't care about this storyline because this was just Shinlong and Ganu, and they did not film the other 3, which I just found very annoying because we like Bowen and I like Jae-yi.
The backstory, garbage. It was just about like, we practiced late into the night. I just wish that Mnet didn't have to make a backstory for everything.
Well, I mean, they could have made a backstory about like, they showed that the young contestants have to leave practice early. So I'm like, where's the story? You could have had a whole storyline about Chen Bowen being like, I can't practice as much as the others and I'm trying to balance my studies with this, but I'm a child prodigy. Like they could have totally gone that way with it. That would have been something, but it was just like a Ganu Shinlong love fest. Yeah, I mean, eventually they decide on like a werewolf concept, which I think is cool. Again, it's another performance where they're like all wearing black. And then they have this amazing moment where the boys like form a mountain and Shinlong kind of slowly climbs over them, which to me feels very symbolic of his place in the competition, where he's like, you guys, I'm like 9th and you're 40th, so I'm going to step on you. This group wins the entire dance. Fan Jae-yi also gets all-star rank. So I'm like, okay, maybe my baby will survive. I think he's one of the 3 people that got like live voted to stay yesterday. Oh. I think Fan Jae-yi was on the line. Okay, there's a cat like rubbing his cheek on my toe, so we gotta go. This was Gaze Planet. You can follow us on Gaze Planet Pod on Instagram, and that's the show. We're gonna leave you out on Run to You by Stacey, which is the run to you they should have given you. And one day they will do Stacey on a survival show.
How can they do High Key and Young Posse?
And not Stacey, like
not
a top girl group, a million seller.
Stars to a young culture.
Just not this one. Bye. Boy. Bye.
So I want you.